Welcome to my channel. My name is Valerio, and today we're gonna review the Divine Arsenal Zeus, that for brevity we're just gonna call Zeus. So this is a Plamax, so a model kit by Max Factory, I think in collaboration with Good Smile Company, but I never understand the relationship between the two companies, not completely at least. And I bought this one on Obilink Japan for, I can't remember the dollar amount. Very, very sorry about it. I want to say $50, but might be more, might be less. And if you never build a Plamax, I can tell you it comes pre-painted inside of it. And the build experience is a tiny bit harder than it is of the average Gundam from Bandai, but nothing excessive. Plastic is plastic. You don't have to use glue, if not in very, very small places. And in this kit, you don't have to. And color separation more often than not with previous kit is almost perfect. This is not the case because there are quite a bit of sticker inside of it, but we're gonna first look at the inside of the box and the runner. Now, here normally, as usual, I show the runner that are inside and I make comment on whatever it is, the quality. Always the build, I don't comment on the color, but I will just make one comment on the color. There is only a pre-painted parts, which makes me very happy because I tend to paint everything that I buy to paint. Now, as I was saying, the build is a tiny bit harder than the average Bandai, mainly because of a couple of parts. However, it takes a couple of hours. So I want to say it is a tiny bit like a bit easier than an older master grade, if you have in mind. So quite specific, so harder than an high grade, but nothing crazy hard that you cannot solve with a bit of time. Just please follow the instruction and don't go just on feeling about it. As I was saying, a couple of hours. There are a few polycaps, which I'm not a giant fan of because polycaps have the tendency in the years of self-destroy themselves because they're rubberish, and at least you maintain rubber, they don't stay very long. And so here I was saying about the stickers. So not 100% hate for the sticker because most of them, they're just onto behind the clear parts, and it's just to give more shine to the clear parts. You can fix 90% of the sticker yourself with a chrome marker. You just put up the clear part and to the part that is not facing you, the one facing toward the robot you painted, and then it's gonna bring quite a bit of shine to everything. Anyway, so after our 2-3 hours of build, we're gonna look into our accessories, and there is not much stuff, which I'm not necessarily against about it. Sticker sheet, as I was saying before. Instruction, very easy, but pay attention, there is an extra piece of paper inside of it that give you correction about a couple of steps. Now we have the hands. There are two kind of hands, closed fist and open fist. You can see only one of each because I installed the other one to the robot. So on this end, they are kind of like the finger can spread, and that is so much, they're not fully articulated. They're just a bit annoying to build, honestly. This is the most annoying part of the build, the hands. And here we have let's call them gems. You can swap them on the robot between red and blue. Actually, you can swap when you build them. These are going to be the one that are going to stay forever. I decided to go for the blue one, other than one red one on one of the hands, just to give an example out of it. Overall, it's nice to have the option. Now, I mean, always happy for option. We're gonna see our robot, and we immediately find that it is wider than it is taller. I think it is around 8 inches, feet to head, and it is like half an inch more wide. However, you should take with measurement from where they are, because the robot cannot stand without the display stand because it doesn't have feet. So it's gonna be much higher. It's like 10 inches. Once you go with the display stand over it. Now, I quite like the bulk out of it, and there is a ton of plastic because there is a lot of color separation out of it, a lot of different pieces, and this adds a tiny bit to the weight, especially on the wings. I'm quite curious about how polycaps are gonna keep it. Eventually think I will glue the hell out of it, but as it is right now, pieces will not follow. It's very stable. I was very impressed by so small pieces of the tail that are not clearly visible unless you build it. So that was a very nice surprise. And overall, it is a nice size, let's say, for comparison, and then I will show a bit of comparison, like a smaller master grade or a larger real grade. Now the head can rotate for articulation, head left and right, up and down. So to move arms and shoulder you can, but it takes a bit of work. So here you can see the detail of the reactor on the shoulder. And yes, you can actually move also the kind of flaps on the side, but it's not intuitive. Now you can move the arm over the side, but first you need to move the shoulder pad up, and then you can raise the arm, not exactly to shoulder level, but pretty high, especially because you could, even if you can reach it, like bicep swivel, you cannot really do much with it because the shoulder occupies so much space that it doesn't make it easy. However, it's nice that technically they kept the possibility out of it. I thought, as most of Plamax, if you did a few of them, articulation is not the focus. Awesome design and great sculpt is what they look. Oh, sorry, a piece fell down, but don't worry. I normally don't plug too hard the stuff before painting them. So you can see tiny details. The legs can fold, can bend. Pretty okay. Like, let's say that, I mean, and then to attach everything. No piece fall down, which is a testament. And you can also move the kind of wings on the side to make the attack that it does inside the video game. I will show you in conclusion. Now let's make a tiny bit of a comparison so you have a better idea of what you're getting yourself into. Lego Dude, very small as usual. We have no surprises going on there. Mazinger from Moderoid is a small bot, like an HG Break 78 by Bandai, maybe even a tiny bit smaller. Other robot with a giant backpack, the Psycho Zaco HG. Now let's see what I can pull off. So I think the designer is the same as the Line Barrel of Iron. It's either the same of this one or it's the same of Captain Earth, I think, Captain Reactor. And this is Dogram. So this is Dogram from Max Factory, a super awesome model kit that I highly recommend. Now for conclusion. So guys, pro and cons very quickly. Onto the con side, articulation is pretty limited because of the design. It doesn't have feet, so it cannot stay without display stand because of the design. And there are a bit too many stickers, I know. They're just for special effect, but I would still like perfect color separation. Say it. So, sculpt-wise is amazing. There are a ton of parts. This has a bit of weight, which is always nice. It is very solid in your hand. Even if you saw a piece before fall off, when it fall off, no smaller pieces exploded, which is a surprise. And overall, they went, even if the possibility of movement are not much, they still implemented the articulation, even if you cannot use it because of the giant shoulder. And there aren't too many pre-painted pieces that I don't like that much. So do I recommend it? So if you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! And you're not satisfied by the awesome work that Bandai is doing on the figurized stand line, you might like this one. Second, this is a very particular kind of design. And guys, if you know who is the designer, please let me know in the comment. I wonder if it's the same guys, either of Gurren Lagann, Line Barrel, or it's one of those two designers. This looks too much like those two. So if you know, please write me below. And anyway, overall from me, I very like the design of the robot. I have a couple of videos on how to paint it, so very precise. And so I can recommend it. It's a nice build experience. Well, as usual, if you like it, you will enjoy it. And from Valerio is everything, guys. See you next week.